Welcome. Today we are looking at the organisation of life. This is a key topic in your biology exams for SS1. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain what the organisation of life means. The organisation of life refers to the hierarchical levels of biological organisation. Living things are organised from the simplest to the most complex levels. The levels are cell, tissue, organ, system, and organism. Each level is built from the one below it. Cells are the basic unit of life. Tissues are groups of similar cells. Organs are groups of tissues. Systems are groups of organs. Organisms are groups of systems. This hierarchy helps us understand how living things are structured. It helps us understand how they function. It helps us understand how they interact with their environment. The organisation of life is a fundamental concept in biology. It applies to all living things, from the simplest bacteria to the most complex animals. Understanding this hierarchy is essential for understanding biology. Now, let me explain the cell theory. The cell theory is a fundamental concept in biology. It has three main principles. First, all living things are made of cells. Cells are the basic unit of life. Second, cells arise from pre-existing cells. New cells are formed by cell division. Third, cells contain genetic material. They carry hereditary information. The cell theory was developed by several scientists over many years. Robert Hooke first observed cells in 1665. He looked at cork under a microscope. He saw small box-like structures. He called them cells. Antony van Leeuwenhoek observed living cells. He saw bacteria and protozoa. Matthias Schleiden stated that plants are made of cells. Theodor Schwann stated that animals are made of cells. Rudolf Virchow stated that cells come from existing cells. The cell theory is the foundation of modern biology. It explains the unity of life. It explains how organisms grow and reproduce. It explains how traits are inherited. Without the cell theory, modern biology would not exist. Now, let me explain the levels of organisation in detail. The first level is the cell. The cell is the basic unit of life. It is the smallest structure that can carry out all life processes. Cells are divided into two types: prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. They do not have membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. They have membrane-bound organelles. Examples of cells include muscle cells, nerve cells, and skin cells. The cell is the building block of all living things. Every organism is made of one or more cells. The second level is the tissue. A tissue is a group of similar cells that perform a specific function. There are four main types of tissues in animals. Epithelial tissue covers the body surface. It lines internal organs. It protects against injury and infection. Connective tissue supports and binds other tissues. Examples include bone, blood, and cartilage. Muscle tissue is responsible for movement. There are three types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. Skeletal muscle moves bones. Smooth muscle moves internal organs. Cardiac muscle pumps the heart. Nervous tissue transmits impulses. It is found in the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. In plants, there are three main types of tissues. Epidermal tissue covers the plant. It protects against water loss and injury. Vascular tissue transports water and nutrients. It includes xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water and minerals. Phloem transports organic nutrients. Ground tissue makes up the bulk of the plant. It is involved in photosynthesis, storage, and support. The third level is the organ. An organ is a group of tissues that work together to perform a specific function. Examples of organs in animals include the heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, and stomach. The heart pumps blood. The lungs exchange gases. The liver detoxifies substances. The kidneys filter waste. The stomach digests food. Each organ has a specific structure that enables its function. Examples of organs in plants include roots, stems, leaves, and flowers. Roots absorb water and minerals. Stems support the plant and transport substances. Leaves carry out photosynthesis. Flowers are reproductive organs. The fourth level is the system. A system is a group of organs that work together to perform a major function. Examples of systems in animals include the digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, and reproductive system. The digestive system breaks down food. It includes the mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestines, and associated organs. The respiratory system exchanges gases. It includes the nose, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. The circulatory system transports substances. It includes the heart, blood, and blood vessels. The excretory system removes waste. It includes the kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. The nervous system controls and coordinates body activities. It includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. The reproductive system produces offspring. It includes the gonads and associated structures. In plants, the shoot system and root system are the main systems. The shoot system is above ground. It includes stems, leaves, and flowers. The root system is below ground. It includes roots. The organism is the fifth level. An organism is a complete living being. It is made up of systems working together. Examples of organisms include humans, animals, plants, fungi, and bacteria. An organism can carry out all life processes. It can move, respire, feed, grow, excrete, reproduce, respond to stimuli, and adapt. The organism is the highest level of biological organisation. It interacts with its environment. It is the focus of study in biology. Now, let me explain the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. This is very important for your exam. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. Eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells do not have membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotic cells are smaller. Eukaryotic cells are larger. Prokaryotic cells have a cell wall. Eukaryotic cells may or may not have a cell wall. Prokaryotic cells divide by binary fission. Eukaryotic cells divide by mitosis and meiosis. Prokaryotic cells include bacteria and cyanobacteria. Eukaryotic cells include plants, animals, fungi, and protists. Prokaryotic cells are simpler. Eukaryotic cells are more complex. These differences are fundamental to understanding biology. Now let me explain the structure of a cell. All cells have certain structures. The cell membrane surrounds the cell. It controls what enters and leaves. It is selectively permeable. The cytoplasm is the gel-like substance inside the cell. It contains organelles. The nucleus contains genetic material. It controls cell activities. Organelles are specialized structures within the cell. Each organelle has a specific function. The mitochondria produce energy. They are the powerhouses of the cell. The ribosomes make proteins. They are the sites of protein synthesis. The endoplasmic reticulum transports substances. It is a network of membranes. The Golgi apparatus packages substances. It modifies and sorts proteins. The lysosomes break down waste. They contain digestive enzymes. In plant cells, there are additional structures. The cell wall provides support. It is made of cellulose. The chloroplast carries out photosynthesis. It contains chlorophyll. The vacuole stores water and nutrients. It is large in plant cells. The differences between plant and animal cells are important for your exam. Now, let me explain the levels of organisation in plants. Plants have a similar hierarchy. The cell is the basic unit. Plant cells have a cell wall, chloroplasts, and a large vacuole. Tissues are groups of similar cells. Plant tissues include epidermal tissue, vascular tissue, and ground tissue. Epidermal tissue covers the plant. It protects against water loss and injury. Vascular tissue transports water and nutrients. It includes xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water and minerals. Phloem transports organic nutrients. Ground tissue makes up the bulk of the plant. It is involved in photosynthesis, storage, and support. Organs are groups of tissues. Plant organs include roots, stems, leaves, and flowers. Roots anchor the plant and absorb water and minerals. Stems support the plant and transport substances. Leaves carry out photosynthesis. Flowers are reproductive organs. Systems are groups of organs. Plant systems include the shoot system and the root system. The shoot system is above ground. It includes stems, leaves, and flowers. The root system is below ground. It includes roots. The organism is the complete plant. Now, let me explain the levels of organisation in animals. Animals have a similar hierarchy. The cell is the basic unit. Animal cells do not have a cell wall or chloroplasts. They have small vacuoles. Tissues are groups of similar cells. Animal tissues include epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. Epithelial tissue covers surfaces and lines cavities. Connective tissue supports and binds. Muscular tissue enables movement. Nervous tissue transmits impulses. Organs are groups of tissues. Animal organs include the heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, and brain. Systems are groups of organs. Animal systems include the digestive, respiratory, circulatory, excretory, nervous, endocrine, skeletal, muscular, and reproductive systems. The organism is the complete animal. Each level of organisation is essential for the survival of the organism. A common exam question asks you to list the levels of organisation of life. Here is a sample answer. The levels of organisation are cell, tissue, organ, system, and organism. The cell is the basic unit of life. A tissue is a group of similar cells. An organ is a group of tissues. A system is a group of organs. An organism is a complete living being. Each level is built from the one below it. Another exam question asks you to distinguish between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Here is your answer. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. Eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells do not have membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotic cells are smaller. Eukaryotic cells are larger. Prokaryotic cells include bacteria. Eukaryotic cells include plants, animals, fungi, and protists. Prokaryotic cells are simpler. Eukaryotic cells are more complex. Another exam question asks you to distinguish between plant and animal cells. Here is your answer. Plant cells have a cell wall. Animal cells do not. Plant cells have chloroplasts. Animal cells do not. Plant cells have a large vacuole. Animal cells have small vacuoles. Plant cells are rectangular. Animal cells are irregular. Plant cells store starch. Animal cells store glycogen. Plant cells are autotrophic. Animal cells are heterotrophic. Let me give you a quick summary. The organisation of life has 5 levels: cell, tissue, organ, system, and organism. The cell is the basic unit of life. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. Eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. Plant cells have a cell wall, chloroplasts, and a large vacuole. Animal cells do not. Plant tissues include epidermal, vascular, and ground tissues. Animal tissues include epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. Practice these concepts. When you have them down, move to topic 5.